such a pessimist with it.
Any minute now.
Yeah, it's here. It always says excellent. I don't like the fact that it's what do we call it? It's delayed. I need to remember how to stop that delay. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see who's going to be first in, Lauren, shall we? Lauren is shining.
Wow.
There she is. There she is.
Check?
Sorry?
While it's just us, I'll do an audio check.
You do an audio check.
You speak.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to September 11, Exo Challenger. Hey all. Brandon is gold 1993. Was that when you were born? Hamudia. Double arms, thank you, sir. And Timmy Doust, Rhinopolis, howdy, howdy. Some Texans here. Senior Bryce, well done. Tonight's an interesting night because it's also the day of promotions. 2 months ago tonight was the night we launched the membership. So hopefully tonight we're going to see some people go, hola!
Yeah,
Drew
let's
HG.
see.
Guess who else is here, team? It's lovely Lauren Shining. Who is Shining? MSC. What's going on, Kaz? Not much, mate. What's going on for you, Lauren?
Not much. I'm hoping to get into the garden tomorrow.
It's not hard. All you got to do is walk outside.
Yeah, but I need to have the time to really get in and get it ready. I wanted to make a couple of new beds for spring.
Oh, okay. If you sleep outside, are you homeless?
Well, not if you have a home.
Ah.
Then it's just camping.
Well, some of us are camping in 4-star hotels at the moment, getting paid. That would be one of our moderators, D. Jay Hayes. It's a special occasion. Here he is. Bam.
CJ has West Side.
Not cerebral palsy. Well done, Jay Hayes. Great to have you here. We were so worried. I got your message. I was about to answer it, but we ran out of time. You know, because today has been crazy. Absolutely loco. So much going on. Had to get on stream. Here you go. It's the night of promotions for many. Yaros Smolkov. Fantastic name. Sounds like a fine vodka. Guys and gals, tell me, what's today? You tell me, what's the significance of today? Before we go into the introduction of not Lauren is Shining, but of what has occurred today and everything that's happened on this day ever since. Let us know. What is today? Let us know. Cowman is here. G'day, Timmy Doust. Stickman. Doesn't sound like a big guy. Sounds thin. Wherever you lay your hat is home, says Bailey's hat. Bryce Elliott, I got my flight dates for Singo. Who flies to Singo? You go by the bus, as I'd say in England and New Zealand. Timmy Douse, bam, straight on. Twin Towers, technically, it's tomorrow. It is with US, you're right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But today's September 11. September 11 sparked everything that is in the cradle of this division throughout the world today. All of it, including every life that has been lost in asymmetric warfare from Australia and New Zealand, Britain and Canada, Denmark and USA. Everyone that has lost their lives, including those from Afghanistan, Iraq, etc. So, Flubber and friends, g'day, mate. Cane and Peppers, good to have you here. 19 years ago, says Mr. Bryce. He knows because he's lost friends. So has JC. So have we. Lauren knows people too.
Yeah.
That have been horribly scarred because of that day. But tonight is all about, if you're going to join the military, make sure that's what you actually really, really want, what you really, really want, as the Spice Girls would say. Because we're starting to hear messages that the impossible is occurring, that many people are failing in the initial hit out, Kapuka, which should be impossible. Reason is, you've been medically tested. You've been psychologically screened. You've been tested for your floating IQ. You have been medically tested and physically tested, and then still manage to grasp defeat from the hands of victory. That can only happen if the glove doesn't meet the hand, so to speak. Some Aussie guy, who else is enlisting on the 14th? This is the 14th stream as well. 14 Platoon. Good to have you here. I've got the list right here. We'll go through that. But let's start off a little bit from Lauren before we go into the intro. What do you got to say today, Lauren?
Well, actually been playing game, and I love it.
And what's that game, Lauren?
That game's Anno 1800 at the moment. I've never played any of the other Anno games, but I really love this one.
Is that a city builder?
Yep. It's great. It's kind of like if Civilization and City Skylines had a baby.
Is there any city slickers in your town?
Not really.
Okay, here's one. Is there any walls?
Walls? I got heaps of walls.
Racist.
You got to have walls.
Racist. Lyndon, hey, Kaz, just passed my defence interview. Well done, mate. Tell us what you want to do. Tell us where you want to go. And tell us what you're going to do about it next. Some Aussie guy. That could be almost all of us. Yep. Zach.
Great name.
Minty Fresh. Wish I had one. Iron Wolf's dad. It doesn't get better than that. Hello. Jared McMichael. G'day, buddy. How you going? Team, I will talk tonight until we get at least one member. Because tonight is the anniversary, the 2-month anniversary of when the membership started. Tonight we should see some people actually get promoted to section commander. Excellent.
2 months already?
Yeah.
That's gone quick.
How's your day been? It's been crazy, but it's been good. My daughter went to school today, dress up as Harley Quinn. Not Harlequin, I got in trouble for saying. It's been a good day preparing for this. I've got a whole lot of ideas for short videos that are about to come out. I've run these ideas by Lauren. She agrees that it's probably time we get these out in short order.
Yep, for sure. It's because we every now and then we see reoccurring questions, or we pick up on reoccurring sort of misconceptions that you folk have out there. But it's quite good because it gives us an opportunity to know what they need to know.
Yes, it is true, and it is very important. It is very important that we don't assume that people just know what we're talking about in some areas, that there is an emotional investment into the things we're talking about. Like Jay Hayes invoking the Kraken on Michael Stott, who says, not on my watch.
You could just do the Kraken dance.
That means I've got to do it. Come on, Strotty, take it for the tram. For the fam, I think he was trying to say.
He's done it. He's taken enough for the fam.
No, someone else is on the rums, I think. All right, team, let's have a look at the intro for tonight before we light the flame, the eternal flame. Hey, team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I've just realised today is September 11. This is one of the biggest events in modern history where we saw civilians attacked on great scale, massive scale, changing the fabric of the world to what it is today. Everyone that has lost their life in asymmetric warfare from Australia, Britain, Canada, bloody Denmark, USA, New Zealand, etc., have all lost their lives, including those from Afghanistan and the Arab nations, have lost those as a result of what happened when the Twin Towers went down. So tonight, I remember them. But also remember, tonight is the night of promotions for those that are now members that joined on the opening day 2 months ago. It is also the day we talk about civilians to military. You need to make sure that this is your dream calling, that you're not leaving a dream to go to a dream, to change your mind and then think to yourself, is the grass greener on the other side? And no, it's not. Well, not always. So let's talk about that tonight. And let's see what we come up with. Welcome to September 11. Take it easy. That's Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. Wishing he had a Coca-Cola, that's Coca-Cola, in 50 Shades of Grey. Now let's start talking shit. Let's do it. Welcome. So there we go, team. Civilian to military. It doesn't get any bigger than that. But what we're going to do first is pay our respects to all of those that lost their lives or were affected from September 11 and every day since. And you may not realise how much this has affected you, but it absolutely has in so many different ways. So many. So what we're going to do, for all of those that lost their lives, for all of those who are affected, the flame. To our US brothers and sisters, to all of those around the world, from all sides that have been affected, not just coalition, they shall grow not old, as we the left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them, or repeat history, lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
That flame will be over here. And I need to start remembering to blow that out at night because I keep forgetting. Kurt Jenkins, here we go. Welcome to the Great Unwashed. Kurt. Can I call you Kirk Douglas? One of my favourite actors. I am Spartacus. Dimple Chin. That's what they called him. Good evening all. G'day, Kaz. Simon Powell. G'day. Lauren, can we get a quick understanding from you, from a mother's point of view, from a woman's point of view, from a civilian's point of view, what you think is the difference between the civilian's life and how it changes as they become military?
Okay. I'd reckon almost every aspect of your life changes because your perspective changes. So how you see things changes. So your entire experience becomes different. I think a lot of times with my friends and watching, like, you know, new people start, and then as their career goes on, they start out sort of with closer links to their civilian self, you know, which gradually, as more time in the job, they grow into a different direction. So I think it comes with knowing that they're capable of much more than what they thought they ever could be. And I think it comes with knowing how much they can push themselves and how to be wise, and having to manage money also. You know, some people who joined never had any money, and then all of a sudden they've got maybe too much money to play with. I reckon almost every aspect of your life becomes different.
Every single one. It's an enclave. An enclave is a place that's set apart, surrounded. It's a different place. Can we get everyone to put a bit of hype in there for Kurt Jenkins for joining the team? Some hands of colour, how we like to show ourselves.
Did you do the Kraken?
Yeah, I did. But you were talking. I was crackening in the background, or the Weinstein hug, as I'd like to call it. We had an interesting comment there too. James Ritchie, hey Kaz, from rural WA, West Side, not cerebral palsy, got a brother at first year ADFA. I smelt smoke. I thought it was on fire. Mate, all the best to ADFA. Make sure that he's not corrupted by lords of the fly that can happen at when boys go to RMC and get told they're important, get a sword, and then just want to throw down with it. You know, tell him to run his own race and he'll be laughing. Armoured Officer Gang. Bam. Awesome. Hype, hype. Timmy Dowse throws out the Kraken as well there for Kurt. Guys and gals, what we got, all the hands of colour and Krakens coming down there by Rhinopolis as well. When you go from a civilian into the military, consider that you go from one world into another world, and it's a one-way door. Forever. There is no going backwards, because you'll be open to a new world, a new life that has a different legal system, that has a different way of communicating, that has a dark humour, that has a different way of living. It's not even a job. It's not. Sorry. Rad Nolan, a bottle of Coke on me, mate. Nutsu cow. The cow's outside the fence. Well done. Inside maybe, but don't worry. We've got enough sheepdog here to look after you. Guys and gals, thank you very much, Rad. Everything is different. You will have it hard as far as trying to communicate once you're there. Your family will notice that you are different. It's because you have a different perspective on life. that you get told about different things you're not able to communicate. You are not able to have a political view online despite the fact you are the only ones that can lose their lives for that failed political statement, so to speak.
Yeah.
I see the Coke down there, but you're not allowed to talk about it because you know some inside information. But that can sometimes be manifested into not aggression, but a purposeful means of delivering information to those that don't understand you, that clash with your ideals, that haven't been into your world yet, nor will they ever, ever be told to stay on the Titanic. Because that's literally what you do. You sign a piece of paper that I've got right here that tells everyone, you can say as much as you want on stay on the Titanic. Your signature, Caswell. That tells them you don't even have a say. You're staying on the Titanic. If you were on the Titanic, would you go down and feel the water, how cold it is, before you determine whether you're going to stay on get on a life raft or stay on the boat? How cold is it where you go, I'm sorry, my courage is waning?
You know, this is why it always makes me go crazy when you get the odd idiot in the comments who accuses you of glamorizing this. You're always telling people exactly how hard it is, exactly all the lacks of comfort, and how difficult it is. You know, there is no glamour here.
No, there's not, because, and I really cannot stand this, that the brave are not allowed to be brave. In the land of Instagram, where everyone is projecting how cool they are and how proud they are and how I'm killing it, I'm smashing it. Yet if you're in military, it's like it's a crime to represent your pride for your country. That's a goddamn disgrace. All the while, the military, especially those of officer ranks, can absolutely go off at the mouth and make any comment whatsoever with nothing further said, even when they know that the entire country's going, what?
Exactly. The way I see it is, if there's any problems in the ADF, then why, maybe who's in charge, and how have they got time for high teas and cucumber sandwiches, you know?
And who's paying for them too?
Exactly. What actually are they doing?
Guys and girls, when you join the army, let me tell you something. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how uncomfortable it gets, it's a piece of piss. You will not feel, if this is what you want. If it's what you want, it's no dramas. It's another story. It's something to laugh about. It's something you can't wait to boast about. It's something that makes your bread taste better, your bed feel warmer, your drink feel more quenching. Everything about life gets better. There is absolute spurts of hard work where you feel like, I can't go on, my heart's going to blow. But then there's times of absolute boredom. All while being wrapped in 1 hour morning teas, 1 hour lunches, you know, early knockoffs, fun, nowhere to be, nowhere to go, taking it easy, laughing in groups of 30 sitting around, playing touch football sometimes in the absence of anything to do. All while being allowed to twice a day go and do PT during work hours. All of this to train continually to be ready on the day that someone says, come in team, today is the day. And when they tell you that we are being deployed. We do not know when or if ever we'll ever be deployed again. We're in uncharted territory in Australia economically, housing, finance, work, employment, redundancy, military. Is our army ever going to get any bigger? I don't think it is. I don't think it's ever going to get any bigger. I think it's going to get more specialised, as location is more important than kinetic ability to devastate a target. I think the world has become the smallest it's ever been without physically actually changing shape. The internet has allowed us to be able to look into almost everywhere, or to be able to create the image that something is happening that may not be. Fake news.
Exactly.
But g'day, Sophie, how you going? But if you make the mistake and you're one of the 40,000 that's trying to get in the military at the moment, and this is not where you want to be, if you're not the droid we're looking for, then you will know very, very quickly when you get to Kapuka, you can't pay me enough to be that cold. You know, what do you mean? It's an offense to fold my arms, to roll my eyes, to answer back. You can't say this conversation's over. You can't say that's your opinion, this is mine. You can't say I want to tap out. You can't give up. You can't change your mind. Sorry, Lou.
No, I was just totally agreeing with you.
One of the reasons why I say this, and I really love their family. Okay, I'm not going to say exactly what I will tell you exactly what happened, but what I won't do is drop names. And I said to his dad, I probably would. A gentleman joined the army after walking away from a fantastic career that he was almost completed in the initial stages of training for. Absolutely amazing. He walked away from that after being more than 2 years into it because joining infantry was his dream job. So what he did, he walked away. His father said, this is your journey, son. You're going to learn one way or another. Disappointed, but if this is what you're going to do, who am I to talk you out of it? Press like if you can at the moment, team. Make that thumb go blue. And what happened was he decided to go in. Done fine in Kapuka. Absolutely fine. Got into the military, no problem at all. Got to the School of Infantry. And then decided, you know what? My course hasn't even started yet, but this is not what I want. 5 months ago, that was your dream job. You left another job for this dream job. And now this is not your dream job. So now you're going to get dislocated from your buddies. You know, and then go over on the hope that the grass is greener on the other side. Hopefully that the catcher's mitt that gets you actually is gentle with you, and this is actually a bold move that gives you the ability to have a career that you realised wasn't going to be for you. And I really, really, really hope it works out. But I hope he hasn't gone from the fire into the what do you call it? From the pan into the fire? Am I talking about, Lauren?
Frying pan to the fire.
Yeah.
Yep, I know what you mean.
But in saying that, how is it possible for you to turn up to recruiting and they ask all these questions like you're some savant about something you've never done and expect you to absolutely be down with this calling, and then you get there and actually see what it tastes like, feels like, smells like, and then go, yep, perfect match. Of course there's going to be glitches by good people. There's nothing wrong with that. So you need to do the research and really ask yourself, am I up for support or am I up for the combat roles? And I don't actually mean the deployment side. What I mean is the people that are there. Do I want to do that career day in, day out, potentially 24 hours a day? Do I want to be taken seriously in that role? How long do I want to do it? If you only want to join 4 years, okay, then I reckon get in and do infantry. Go in and have the opposite of being a civilian for 4 years with all the fun, only cleaning rifles and teeth, not your house, maybe your room sometimes, living room, and then get out and go and have another career. That's fine. But stop looking at it as, I'm going to get in, it's for 4 years. Add a zero to it. You might be there for 40. We're one of the only armies that allows you to do that. You know, but if you treat it like it's a short timer, okay, then you might not actually consider things seriously and you might put yourself in a bad position. So make sure you do the work. We're here to help you get there. This is the only channel that will help you get there.
Exactly, but we can't do it all for you. You have to really, it's a commitment, like marriage is a commitment. You know, you don't
Absolutely.
take it lightly. If you really aren't sure or have any doubts, just wait.
Yeah. Yep. And really consider, am I this kind of guy? Get your most trusted friend and go, what do you think about me doing this? They might go, I absolutely don't understand why you would. You know, but you might get people go, mate, we always knew you were going to do this. Yeah. Oh, what have we got, Dave? I think core assignment should happen at the end of Kapuka when you know what people are good at and have an affinity for. And that's exactly the way it used to be done. And it's still done that way now for our officers. So why isn't it that done that way for our soldiers? Because what happens is now we lock people in to, we'll say engineers for dog handler, for example, and say there's 20 people on this course for dog handler, But then we might end up with a 30% or 20% failure rate at Kapuka. Now that course can't run. Whereas if they say this is the positions, unless you're getting in to be an op sig or something in particular, this is the positions for the 50 that turn up to this course. The better you go, the better chance you have of getting your choice. They used to call it Army needs. Army chooses where you go. You just want to be a soldier. Yep, got it. So when you get in and they decide, okay, we still need those 20 positions filled for dog handler. You know, if there's only 30 people left, they still get their 20 positions. They're happy. The course still goes ahead. It's just common sense. And it feels like it's fleeting. Not trying to make a Navy joke there. William, hey Kaz, have my psych interview on Tuesday. Walk in there with your eyebrow up like that going, what do you want me to say? You know, I'm good to go. Do I get a gun today? And watch their face. Don't do that. Can't go straight to dog handler in the engineers. I'm not trying to be facetious there in 1999. You know, you go to engineers, you do your time in the field first, and then you start to specialise. Just like you can't go in straight to carpenter, etc. I don't believe. Ball is life. I just want to finish my assessment test. That's it. Eat the elephant one bite at a time. Before you know it, you'll be in the bear pit, cold and shivering, but you won't be alone. Cane and Peppers. Common sense is not so common anymore. Yeah, I know, man. I'm in Penrith. Yep. I'm wanting to join the infantry. William, there's no reason why you can't. Just be ready to live in wet jocks if you wear them at all, ever again. Simon Powell, he's from RAF. Walk to the psych interview with one hand touching... yeah, okay.
Don't do that either.
Yeah. Dave D, love that bear pit. It's cold, hey? Dave, tell me how cold it was. Dave just went from civilian to military, and he sounds the happiest I've ever heard him. You know, because now he has the benefits of two worlds. If you've got a fantastic career, don't just dump it. There's no reason why you can't do Army Reserve as well as your career. Get your fix in cams, one weekend a month, one Tuesday night a week, similar to SES. Yeah, still serving the nation. Mr. Bryce, very bloody cold. It is. Jay Hayes, lots of love, Simo. Singing, this is my rifle, this is my gun. Yep, this is for fighting, this is for fun. Iron Wolf's dad, hey Kaz, I want to do armoured cavalry. Excellent core. Do you get to choose what vehicle you get to operate? You'll do that at your ITs. They'll decide whether you go to tanks, which the rest of the world is disbanding, or whether you're going to be in your gun platforms, etc. Rad, to help with anything, man. Not a cow.
That's nice.
You've put 2 cows in the paddock tonight. What's going on, Texan?
And
Yeah.
you know, while we're talking about cows, I just want to say thank you to Jay for doing the cow count on the marathon stream.
That must have been a hard yakka. There was so many.
Boy, there was so many, and there was 11 Harold Holt cows.
Was there?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. R34, Romeo 34, Chaos Star. Hey, Kaz, I've marched out of the School of Infantry and gone to 1 RAR in probably 2 weeks due to CO. So they're sending you there because of that? You didn't think you were ready for 2? For DOS? Second to none? Not second to one? Stop it.
Exciting, isn't it?
I tell you what, son, when you get to Townsville, the first thing you need to do, when they say to you, is there any reason why you couldn't give your best physical effort? You know, is there any sickness or ailment to prevent you from giving your best physical effort in your first PT session? You know what you should say? Yes. On my bucket list, I've got to have Cactus Jacks first. You need to have the garlic cob. You need to have the sticky wings, and you need to have the chicken fajitas before you do anything. You know, when we had soldiers coming into the battalion, Mio would tell you about that, and so would Nathan Rule, who got sent back from overseas for sleeping when he wasn't meant to. We used to get people sometimes from the airport as they turned up, and their section would grab them and take them out and make them feel welcome. Welcome to Townsville. You're ours. It would have felt like an abduction. Baron Aaron, intelligence officer, fantastic, commissioned. Do they see any action in deployment? I wouldn't imagine so. Or prisoner interrogation. Probably that. Officer commissioned. Do they see action in deployment? They actually go into HUMINT teams where they will normally have a language or people within their group that can speak the dialect where we're going to. And then from there, they may feign that they don't know and passively listen to conversations that are happening. Or they might actually be traductores, which is the translator. Okay, or they might act as a fugleman, for the commander who's speaking. So absolutely they can go in. They can sit in sit-downs, etc., depending on the language barriers and what they need to know. Lauren, I'm just going to quickly talk about 14 Platoon for a second.
Go for it.
We've got Alex Burrell, who's going on the 14th, preparing for his last meal soon. We've got Luke, who's going. I'm not going to say his second names. We've got Adrian. We've got not Spring, but Sprung. We've got some Aussie guy. We've got Snowy. We've got the young guy, not the young ones. Rick. Okay. Mike. Vivian. We've got Maddock. Mastock. We haven't got Peter, but we've got his mate. I can't remember his name that doesn't turn up to the stream. How about Japan? Is it just Navy jocks that go there? Dunno there, Baron. But it is quite sad that Abe is stepping down from the president or prime minister of Japan. Apparently he's a lovely, lovely bloke. Guess who just got nominated yesterday for a Nobel Peace Prize? Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump for bringing together Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Fantastic. I wonder if after that means there is a chance of the annexing of the place to the north.
Be careful.
Yep. Chaos Star. Because I've had to wait for Binbar and Borneo to march out as they are going to send those 3 platoons together as a packet because apparently, okay, I can't talk about that sickness, mate, because the algorithm shuts us down. Guys and gals, what were you doing when you first heard about the events that were occurring in September 11?
I can tell you exactly what I was doing.
Tell me, Lauren.
I had an infant child who was teething, and I was sitting in a rocking chair, wide awake, just watching the telly or the American news or something that was on in the middle of the night, and I had this child that was really teething, and you know what that's like. So I'm rocking while this baby's asleep, and then it happened.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
It was totally crazy. Had to go wake up my veteran and tell him, and he told his friends, and everyone was awake.
99 edition was on sub 4 for Corporal. Baron Aaron, I lived in Japan for 18 months. Wow. I'd love to go to Japan. Tell us out of 10, how good is it, Baron? Teaching English for kids. Well done. Fuku Alaka and Osaka. Well done, mate. I'd love to go to Japan. To me, it'd be just amazing. They're amazing at everything. Not to mention beautiful.
It's got it going on. Like the way they really have good systems.
Jared McMichael, Notsu Cow, throws in the jaundiced cow. That means yellow too. Thank you very much, mate. Congrats to everyone heading to Kapuka. I'm so close. Yeah. Yous are. And you know what? You're going to love it because you're going the perfect time of the year. Perfect. Antonio, the battering ram, has had some bad news. He sent his information off to the people at that do your security vetting, and there was too much information to send in one email, so he sent 2, and they received the first one saying, "Oh, but you haven't sent the second one." He's going, "I have sent the second one 3 times." So we're just waiting for him to get that, and the time is just pushing ahead, and there's just no one he can contact. It's killing me. I was talking to him in the bath last night. He was on his phone, not in the bath with Kaz.
Right, okay.
And just that frustration You know, I really feel for him.
Yeah.
Shad says, hey, Kaz, I don't know if this is a noob question or not, and welcome for being here. Make sure you subscribe. We're less than 10 from 7,000 subscribers. Let's get there tonight if we can. And let us know. Okay, let us know, you know, in chat if you can, that you are brand new here. So, one, we give you a chance to ask questions and also welcome you. Question or not, is there certain roles in infantry? I'm 18 to part. There's a lot of roles in infantry. Looking to start the process of joining infantry this year. Yes, mate, there is. You do Kapooka?
Welcome, Shads. I think they're new.
Hey, Shads. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. I'm not sure what SHAD stands for. Shadow government. Once you get in and you go to Kapooka, then you go to the School of Infantry, your initial employment training. Then you get to the battalion, you do your time in a rifle platoon inside a rifle company. Once courses come up, then you can steer off towards pioneers, assault pioneers, which is like, which is similar to engineers but more kinetic. Okay, you can go to mortars, which is like artillery but faster. You can go, and also organic. You can go to direct fire support weapons, heavy weapons. You can go to signals. You can go to surveillance, reconnaissance, and snipers. You can go into that platoon. You know, so it'll all come down to what you want to do. Or you might even go, you know what? My wings have got surprising strength. I might fly all the way to special forces. And that's where we lose all our best soldiers from infantry. Yep. They just tend to go, yep, I'm going to go somewhere else. So every time someone stands up as someone that just stands out, we lose them. And they would have been the best commanders if they had stayed. Dave reckons Kapooka is delightful in winter. That, sir, is fake news. The security vetting is a pain. It is, mate, and I don't believe in it. You don't learn anything, I believe, that is secret at Kapooka. And guess what? We've already know that humans cannot keep a secret. So let's not bullshit about it. Simon, I was in a health company, one Sesby Darwin, in 2003. Oliver, please, sir, can I have some more? No, you can't.
That's all you get.
Oliver Smith, I'm not new, but what are your thoughts on Ben Robert Smith? I'm not going to tell you tonight because our stream will get shut down.
Yeah, got to stay in the flags. But we have talked about it in past streams, so go see if you can.
Yeah, I believe everyone should be given a jury of their own peers. People that actually understand the context of what they're talking about, not thrown to the wolves.
Yep. Okay, we're going to stand the flags.
Baron Aaron, it rhymes. Japan has everything. Clothes, accessories for men. Custom and tailor-made and things you've never seen. It's heaven for men's shopping.
You sound like an ad.
It does. Heaven for men's shopping. Australia only. Used to have Myers and Lowe's. You can get your whole fill in the land of the rising sun. Do you know what I think of? Hey, Flubber Dubber, how you going, mate? He throws another cow into the paddock. Hey, Kaz, what are the extra tests and exams that officers need to go through? Not your cow. You'll go through a whole officer selection board instead of an assessment day, so to speak, where you will go in and you will have a date, and now they're doing it remotely, online, so to speak, which I think personally is impossible, where you'll be normally with a group of 10 and you'll be vetted for your intellect, for your ability to answer the questions they ask you, for demonstrations of evidence of leadership, for your understanding of the geopolitical world. You know, why a bisection of your character? Do you have leadership or do you have a personality disorder? Order. Okay. As you can tell, I've had some sugar after lunch. Dusty, Jared, Damien Lim, legend of the fall. Pity I'm not getting paid for it. I'll tell you who is getting paid. We've got someone on this chat right now who's getting paid to be in quarantine right now. It's crazy. While receiving room service in a 4-star hotel.
He'd rather be cuddled up with his lovely bride.
Until he gets there, and then 7 minutes later he'll go, I wish I was back watching Netflix eating drumsticks.
No rubbish.
Pity I'm not getting paid for it. I feel sorry for ladies when we come back overseas. the wives are waiting. We're looking at our kid like, I want to give my kid a hug, but we have that look in our eye like our wives are pork chops, and they're like, don't look at me that way.
Look, just run, lady.
Yeah. Baron, you're funny. Not for real. Everywhere you go, you'll see a different shop for every item. One of the things I've also heard about Japan, Aaron, is that you just can't stand out. There's so many things that happen, and no one, unless you're affecting the life of someone else, that everything in Japan is A-OK. Can you tell me this? Is it also part of their social tapestry, so to speak? I've got to watch my language. My mother's here. Do you get it? Is it true that you don't get eye contact like you do in Australia, America, USA, England, all that? You can look at someone in the eye a little bit and sort of like interested, swipe right, swipe left, whatever, as you keep walking. Is it true in Japan that it is rude to look into someone's eyes unless you actually stopped and talk to them in your daily work? Interesting. Simon, I love you all. We love you too, Simon, all of you.
Yeah, I think he's off.
Oh. Sorry, Simon. What's going on? I know there's a big game between Parramatta and Penrith tonight.
He's talking to his daughter.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
No,
he's trying to extend Father's Day.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good dad.
Yeah. Timmy Dowse, Kaz, how often do you train soldier skills when you get to a battalion? Every single day. Marksmanship, CQB, tactics, specialist skills. Look, that'll come down to the section commanders, right, within your platoon environment. They are meant to do that, or an element of, every single day, because repetition is the friend of the professional soldier. Remember that it is mathematics makes soldiers better than warriors. What that means is warriors are normally a beast within their own right, individual skills, but a soldier is a professional being that uses the accumulative skills used by a hive mind to get more out of that group that defeats warriors, so to speak. So, yep.
Were you finished with that one? Because there's a real question here. Adam Higginbottom.
Good name.
Like to know, his wife is 25 weeks pregnant. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And I only have fitness left. She is starting to freak it that I won't be around anything. I think he means, is there anything I can show her to ease her mind or understand more?
Oh, well, that's a you got to remember at the moment that you're talking with someone, your lovely wife, who's probably feeling particularly vulnerable at the moment.
Yep, absolutely. Because when we're pregnant, we really do we change and we get a lot more sensitive and worried about things. So it's not like just telling your missus that you're going. It's, telling your pregnant missus. I mean, I suppose maybe it makes a difference also if it's her first child. Might also difference. Do you think you'll be away for the birth? With all these restrictions. And
you won't be sent home. You don't get to go home for the birth of a child.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you need to take that into account. You need to be able to tell her, I will not be there for it unless it was happening at Christmas during those weeks here.
Make sure she's got a good support network. Do everything you can to support her before you go. Have things in place so there's no nasty surprises for her. Definitely let her know that if you're away, you may not be there for the birth of the child. Yeah,
and that's a conversation that needs to happen before you actually commence the journey to join the military.
Exactly, because you're getting to the business end of the pregnancy and to the business end of your enlistment journey. So you really need to have that conversation.
Mr. Cozza, I'll answer your question. Absolutely, I do. The guy's not perfect, but I trust policy and I like leadership, real leadership, and I like great men, and he is a great man. And history will tell you that soon enough. Do you like him? Don't like him? He doesn't define who I am, but I also don't fence sit. I'm not afraid to say who I like, who I don't like, who I follow, and exactly why. But you can like whoever, and I don't get butthurt over your decisions in life.
Exactly. Everyone can have a different opinion here. You just respect each other as people. Allow everyone to have their own opinion.
Chaos Star. Dylan, as fit as you can be, dude. There you go. From the words of the mouth of someone who's completed infantry training, as well as myself, who done the training. Chaos Star, Dylan, as fit as you can be, dude. There you go. It'll help a lot despite losing fitness when you finish Kapuka. Yep. Kapuka will not prepare you for infantry. But I'm telling you, straight down the barrel, if you are not fit enough, then this is not your dream job. It's not. Because that means that you haven't prepared to get there. You don't have the gumption, the maturity, okay, the inner ticker to do what it takes to be army ready before going in. Do not match the fitness level required to do a test to get into Kapuka, the military, which is for the whole bell curve of everyone, including the guy that'll fold blankets for the rest of his life. You know, if you were going to RAR 343 infantry, you need to be army fit. You need to be breaking your own PBs, but train smartly. Because when you get in there, no matter how fit you are, the extra bit of fitness that you have over the least fit person whose speed you'll be traveling at, no, the slowest person will get dragged. Okay, you'll be giving extra in either verbal assistance, or you'll be carrying a gun or a piece of heavy equipment, and you will suffer because of the lack of preparation by someone else in your team. And that's a fact, Jack. Is anyone here named Jack? Gabriel Waters, all the way, GW. And if he doesn't, we're in real trouble. I got my assessment day next week for Navy. In the Navy. You know, all right. Take 2 pieces of soap, one for washing and one for throwing down. All the best, mate. You know, I actually love the Navy. Been on Navy ships, been overseas with the Navy. You know, it's fantastic. You know, the ocean is probably the most beautiful thing in the world once you get over the continental shelf, and it just drops down to perfect clarity, perfect blue, and you see people there that feel seasick but can't stop looking until the end is nigh. Do you know who's the most scared in the world of the ocean?
Who?
What's his name? Joe Rogan. Absolutely terrified of the ocean. Terrified. He goes, it's a goddamn nightmare. You look at it, it looks beautiful, but underneath that water, every single thing is trying to get rid of something else with its teeth.
Yeah.
There is no love in the ocean. There is no...
No, that's right.
There's no love stories.
Exactly. She's a cold mistress.
Yeah, she is. There's a good one. Seralino. That's a nice name too. Can former soldier from Pacific Islands join? You still have to be in line with everyone else, mate. You have to have be a current citizen of Australia.
Yeah, so just get a checklist, find out about citizenship, find out if you can do it, find out if you're eligible. There's some questions we just can't answer, and a lot of you are better off just looking at the ADF website. Will give you a lot of answers to a lot of the questions you're asking. But if you can jump through all the hoops, then I guess no reason why not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just got to do the work, and different people have a different journey, different hurdles to get to where they need to go. Sometimes it's a lot of hurdles, but I tell you what, once you get in, if that's your employment, the way you feed your family, the way you feed your kids, the way you feed yourself for the next 40 years, that's awesome, because it ain't a job. Don't compare it to a job. It's not. We've got this is a nice question. Xander. Xander is asking, who's the person on the call with you, Kaz? Sorry, I'm fairly new. This is lovely Lauren. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Lauren, who is a moderator, like everyone else said. It's got the spanner in the blue, Mr. P, g'day, bro, and also Michael Stott, etc. What's going on, Lauren? Who are you?
Oh, hello, Xander. I'm a moderator here. I'm a visual artist, and I lead a pretty boring life. I don't know what you want me to say. I draw and paint, and
you're one of Australia's best tattooists.
I do lots of stuff. Yeah, I do heaps of stuff. I like to garden. I got chooks. I got dog. What else is there to know? I like reading.
Yep, and you're one of our longest subscribers.
Yeah, I've been here for ages.
Yep. Lauren is the voice, the taming of the beast, so to speak. What's that pain? Oh, I've got a cramp after doing my 100 push-ups. Oh, every day. Guys, everyone that does 100 push-ups every day goes, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. It's awesome. Do it. If you don't, then you don't. But you forget it, you regret it. Electric Boogaloo, for those that remember the songs, the lyrics. Baron, including restaurants, they are $3.20 a packet of 20 from a vending machine. What are they? You're not talking about smoking, are you? Baron, we can smoke cigarettes in public and buy alcohol from convenience shop. I still am absolutely amazed at anyone on earth smokes. What a better way to make 80% of the population not want to be with you. And if they do, someone too expensive to be with. If you're a gentleman, you're not going to make a lady pay for her own. That means you're paying for two.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I'm way behind in chat. Sorry.
Gabriel Waters is having a laugh here. Damien Lim, I'm in the selection process, want to go to infantry. Is it possible to ask them what's the quickest way to get into the army? And then once in, I can ask to change into infantry soldier. That ain't going to work, Damien. That's not going to work, mate. You just tell them right from the start, that's what I want to do. That's who I am. That's what I want to be. Yeah. And you will have a concertina timeline, and that gives you time to train, time to prepare, time to be ready.
Stick to your original plan, and because things could go really pear-shaped if you do that. Yeah. It's like detouring your goals. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Matty Shepherd, he says 100%. Been loving the 100 a day killer at the start. So rewarding now. It is. Your neck thickens. The blood runs through. You feel like you just feel alive. You feel better. You feel like the toughest dad outside the school doing drop-off. Durry punches, says Ryan Wood. Would you happen to have any insight into what HMS Creswell is like? I haven't been on that, but it's a lot like my name. I'd want to be on that.
Yeah. If you had to be on one, you should be on that one.
You want to be on a warship because you want to be proud of the franchise you're part of, don't you? You know, you want people to go, oh, wow.
You've got to believe in it.
Yeah. Being on the USS Missouri, that was one of the only boats that survived Pearl Harbor, you know, when you get on that, it's such an amazing feeling. You can understand why the US is so proud, their Navy, you know, and some of ours, the jump ships are fantastic. The Wasp, etc. Pardon me, amazing. You know, which is for helicopter jump ship, the infantry go on. But the Missouri, you think that the ships have a flat deck. No way. It is like this upside down crescent. And guess what the deck is made out of? Wood. Really? It's still a wooden deck on that beautiful warship. And every day it gets washed down, swabbed by the sailors out of tradition.
Swabbing the deck.
Swabbing the deck. What are you doing, Rad? He's back again. Go for your goals. You've got to.
You've got to.
Not so cow. If you don't, you will regret your life. You will. You need to take the chances. Don't wait for people to catch up. It's like planning for a holiday, and then when it comes to the eve of leaving, you find out that your friends haven't got their passports. They haven't done shit. This is your individual journey, and when you go for special forces, they'll tell you don't train with a friend because they won't be there at the end. And everything we do individually, you have to do without music, not on roads, without a buddy. I want to see what's going on inside your mind.
Yeah. You don't want to see what's going on inside my mind.
What's going on inside your mind?
I don't know. There's dark corners.
Dark corners.
It's a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live here.
I think that's similar to mine. Mine is like a wheel that is just spinning out of control. And sometimes it slows down just long enough to get words out for a stream and then speeds up again. Iron Wolf's dad. Hey, Kaz. Not so cow. Hey, Kaz, I've been working out 6 days a week. 5 is fine, mate. Losing weight, dropped from 112 to 107, okay? And getting my maximum score for the PFA. But if I fail, what happens? If you fail, there is only one other option. They'll either say, come back, because the first one you do is normally a practice, or they may offer you, which I hope not, and no one should ever take this, is a pre-enlistment fitness, not the pre-enlistment fitness assessment, the fit prep, which is made for people who haven't prepared, who cannot meet the standard that has been there for years and tells you what to be at, fall out short, and then get the price for losing allowed to go on to the list for the fit prep, which means for 7 weeks you go to Kapuka to remove anxiety and get you up to 8 or 15 push-ups. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I'd be going, I've clearly told you I am not the droid you're looking for. Remember, the more that you go, the fitter you get. That is a symbol that you're telling your bunk buddy, no matter what corps he or she goes to, that I've done the work so that I can watch your back, so I can lift you up, so I can support you in your down times. If they turn up unfit, they're telling you, I'm here for me, I haven't got enough energy for you. And that's not a good message at all. On that, if you're going to Kapuka on the 14th with 14 platoon, hallway 14, then I want you to do something for me, and this is going to make you look like a legend and the other person look like a loser. Because there is losers. Let's not talk about what the schools tell you. Everyone's a winner. Bullshit. What I want you to do to make you the legend in the eyes of the person that sleeps beside you, like them or not, that's mateship, not friendship. Don't get it mixed up, although it can be both, is you take a packet of lollies, a really nice packet of lollies, 2 packs are the same, maybe strawberry creams, okay, and you put them in the bag, your civilian bag that you take with you to Kapuka, with your riding gear, with a picture of someone else's wife or your own, a picture of your dog to make you look a human. Dave was the only person that had anything up on his notebook, up on his board, and it was a good thing, a good tactic, and he'll tell you why. Yeah. But if you have a packet of lollies and the very first thing that happens is you shake the hand of the person beside you and go, Mike, is it? Mike, until you earn a nickname, you've got 100 points. I've got your back. I hope you've got mine. Even if we don't like each other, you will always come first with me for the next 12 weeks. Hope we're not here for 14. And then what I want you to do is go, and I've bought you a present, but you get it the first time we're allowed to go to our carry bags. And then you turn up and you go, mate, these are for you. And you give him a packet of lollies. And that is a symbol that tells him or her that I was thinking about you even before I met you. And that is the reason why I should be called mate, earned the right. And I've got your back, buddy. And if I can do 112 push-ups, I hope you can do 60. Meet me halfway, that's what I'm saying. Sort of. It's not halfway. But wouldn't that be a nice one?
Yep. Sure would.
Stoddy reckons the Krakens have let him down tonight. That's because no one put the members. We've only got one tonight because you said you weren't going to drink the Pirates rum.
Yeah. Everyone just really loves drunk Stoddy as well as sober Stoddy.
Aidan Ruth has come here with, say good day to your mum for starters, mate, as he throws a George's cow into the paddock. Not so cow. And what do you got to say there, Aidan Ruth? Mate, you need to settle down on the donations because you've been stellar, mate. Relax. Hey, Kaz, just came back from my assessment day yesterday. All green. Lights except for a class 4 for a wrist I broke a few years ago. But getting that lifted soon. Thank you for all your help. Absolutely no dramas, Aidan. Yeah. Every time we lose some great people like we're about to on the 14th, another group comes in. It just continues on until we're going to know everyone in the military, and it's either going to be too dangerous for me to walk in the street, or I'm going to feel like I never have to buy a beer because my birthday's on Anzac Day. Did you know that?
Yeah. It's a real pleasure though, isn't it, to watch these fine folk?
It is to see them succeed.
What we give them and make the most of it.
Yep.
There's a Kraken.
There is. Jared McMichael has just become the great unwashed. Stoddy, you get a Weinstein hug. Look at that, surging in the currents. Well done. Well done, Jared. And what a nice name it is for the ladies that are swiping right as we speak. PK, Kaz, thanks for the stream tonight and the chat yesterday. Absolutely fine, mate. It's important we have context to our conversations so people know when you come to the white phone, to Patreon, where the money goes to others, that you can have a one-on-one conversation so you understand individually your case, one-on-one, what the context is. And I tell you what, we get some beauties. I had a talk last night with, where is he, Mr. PK, and I was in the bath. There was nothing weird about it. Get your mind out of the gutter, team.
Yeah.
Jared, you look good there in your uniform. We might be getting some people promoted tonight. Yeah, it's the second month. It's the second month of the membership. So congratulations. Iron Wolf's dad. Nutsu Cow. It's another member. I tell you what, Wolf, you're bloody welcome. And Stoddy, you'd better be drinking something. If it's HP sauce or rum, you started this.
Yuck. That's disgusting.
Majig, honestly, Kaz, support of everyone. I have such a great community. Legend, mate, thanks for making your vids. They're all a huge help. Thank you very much, mate. And we've got a lot of videos coming out, short form, information, bam, straight at you, so you can look at it as source material rather than just entertainment, because that's important too.
Sure is. Gabriel Waters says, "Hey Kaz, what's your opinion on infantry soldiers requiring a year 10 pass in mathematics? I got knocked back because of a 2-point failure due to missed assignments back in school." My advice would be that you should be able to just do a TAFE course and be able to rectify the problem.
That's the only way around it. GW, that's the only way around it, mate. I thought you meant the aptitude test where I was saying every 6 months you get to sit it again for 3 times. But you meant on your actual, that's what you have to do. Yeah. Clearly there's some pretty girls in your class. Yeah. They should have to pay for the TAFE course for distracting you. Yeah.
Just do it again and, keep going.
Rad Nolan. All right, man, hopping off for the night. Not so cow. Enjoy your Friday night. And remember, please, team, please tonight, if you are having a beer, if you are having a pizza, lift it high, or a Coca-Cola or a coffee. And remember, today is September 11. So many gave their lives for a fuse that was lit today. And it was devastating and upsetting.
Yeah, and the world has never been the same since.
And it never will be. It was the real taking of innocence when civilians were hit.
Yeah, exactly. We used to walk through airports without all the trouble that they have now, the security stuff.
We've just had Black and White Mechanical upgrade his membership to the Voice of the People. Fantastic. And Voice of the People, we've got a mission coming for you guys soon. I hope you enjoy it. Not so cow. Oh, sorry.
No.
The Weinstein hug.
Yeah.
Would you like to sit on my couch, mate?
Oh, goodness.
Baron, sorry, can we use the lovely voice of Lauren to look through the comments and read out which ones and deliver which ones you want answered, please?
Okay. Let's see. G'day, Kaz. Can you give a bit of a rundown on recon and sniper platoon and how making it onto those courses work once at a battalion? That's from LJ. Okay,
LJ. Mate, the way that works, righto, is that when you're in the battalion, you have to be reporting well. You have to have had a certain amount of field up to get recommended to go to these platoons after you tell your platoon commander on your monthly report, and you'll get one every single month. And he will let you know that you're still going up like that, doing well, reporting well, working well, fitness is good, bushcraft great, finishing what you start. And then your surveillance, reconnaissance and sniper platoon, what will happen is surveillance and sniper platoon, they're all part of one platoon with one platoon commander. What will occur is they will get told when courses are being run, and you can say, I want to go to snipers, I want to go to reconnaissance. And when those courses appear, they will ask, do you want to do that? Is there nominations for this course? Platoon commanders, is there anyone you recommend? And they may say to you, dude, you're dreaming. Or they might say, go and have a go. But I'm going to tell you something about snipers. It is the perfect platoon because they're going to know who you are. And what happens is it doesn't come down to who shot the best, because it's not about shooting. It's about your ability to be smarter than the average bear, to be able to deliver ConOps briefs, to be able to listen for information, your ability to stalk, your ability to bisect information, knowing when to take a shot, following orders. Yeah, they will decide, do we want you as a person in our team? Because it's tight-knit freaks. You know,
Yeah,
they're a very tight band.
that's
So
true.
there's
Yeah.
intangibles that aren't about shooting, that aren't about your ghillie suit,
Yep.
that aren't how well you can crawl, judge distance.
Yeah, there's no pretending you're an Australian sniper. They know each other.
Yeah, they do. And you know what? When you get qualified in the Royal Australian Regiment, the snipers, the names are put into a hard-covered book. So you can't be an imposter. They can go, when did you do your course? Page, flick, what year? Flick. No, you're not. And there's custodians of the book. And people have been caught out before for lying.
Yep. It's so great, though. What a great artifact for the
Yeah,
future.
it's a beautiful book.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it.
Here's one. Oh, it's legendary then.
Yeah.
Damien Lim. Is a 5-mile run daily, weight/strength training, good enough training for infantry? What else should I do?
For starters, I wouldn't run every day at all. When you do run to intensity. Find a good track, find some great shoes, don't weigh yourself down, and then when you do run, go for some long runs, long, slow runs. You know, you might be running for 10Ks. Then do other runs where it's intensity. And I'd say for 3.2, so that 2.4 feels easy. You can do resistance training, interval training. The weights will help you still with running, And when you do it, the interval training will help you with recovery, because a lot of what we do in military is surging, which means cardio-wise, you're going to need to be able to have that quick recovery. Also, you need to be able to retain your dexterity, your breathing, and also your ability to communicate, and also your ability to think. So sometimes we'll do complex activities after we've been softened with a physical activity. Officers, for example, they might do a 3.2, then come back, do this. What? Do that? We just took away your fine motor skills. We created a dilemma. We've made you fatigued. You're trying to get your breath back, but now I need to give you something in a timely manner, not enough time to see the way you operate mentally and physically.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yaros, who is a member, he says, how often do Patreons get the one-on-one? My OSB is next, and I need some honest feedback before the big day, please. Well, should he give you a text or something?
Yeah. All you got to do is give me a text and I'll answer straight away.
Okay.
I'm on the phone every single day. People think I'm a drug dealer in Penrith, I'm sure, because I walk around with 2 iPhones. They must be going, there's no reason to have 2 iPhones.
Yeah. Or they think you're walking the streets.
Yeah. The big guy's calling me.
Okay. Bye, PK.
See you later, PK. All the best to AK.
Okay. Baron Aaron asks, can intelligence officers do combat courses if they want to later on?
There's no need for them to do it.
Or is it a set course only during the 1-year military training program?
Look, if you want to do a military course, which is to do with kinetic engagement and prosecution of targets, then you go to an arms corps, not to intelligence. Normally, what is meant to happen is you go to a kinetic corps, like armoured corps, infantry, etc. And then what you do is you go from that to intelligence. Normally, you're not going to go straight to intelligence because you need to understand how, forces on the ground act. You need to know how they operate. You need to know what it's like to be one. And then the intelligence officer is able to look at patterns of life and go, I believe that's what's happening. How can someone that's never done your job, that's like someone, and I see this as a crime. that you can have people from HR department, civilians, or people that are from Air Force or Navy that are giving advice to military that are going to infantry. They've got no idea what you're doing. Or that's like you're not going to give them advice on how to be a submariner. A civilian that's never done any one of the three has no right to be in the room with a candidate that's going to join the military, Air Force, Army, or Navy. If you are not a member that has walked in a uniform, that is governed by the laws of armed conflict, as well as by the judicial system of the military defence, then you should not be talking to anyone. I don't want to hear your voice unless you're asking me, do I want a coffee or a tea? If I want to join the army, I want to talk to someone who's wearing a uniform, and preferably someone who has done what I'm doing. That's why I think the most important people in recruiting are infantry or cav, because they're the sharp point. They can talk about everything below and go, yeah, mate, okay, no worries. But someone that hasn't done your job can't tell you what it's like to be that cold, the danger, the first on the ground. You deserve the best people giving you the real advice, not someone who's potentially telling you can't come in despite the fact they've never worn a uniform. Yeah. Other than a school uniform, and they're probably a bloody prefect too.
Okay.
PK. Sorry.
Barra would like to know your thoughts on infantry dog handlers.
We don't have them.
That was quick, short and sharp. Damien Lim wants to know how to contact you. Damien, if you become a patron on the Patreon for In the Trenches with Kaz, you will be given access to the bat phone.
Now, let's just specify something there. Mm-hmm. The hard thing is, we used to have my normal telephone, my normal phone, mobile. I used to openly just put my number out on the old channel.
Yep.
And it wasn't uncommon to get 50 calls in a day. It got to the point where people either felt let down that I was ignoring their call, or I actively could not get anything done, including being a father. So what we did, we made that my time was worth something, and it is. So we made it $5 a month to be on here. That way, the people that need that advice, aren't competing with hundreds of people that I may not have ever met, that just come on, get a number, not met, someone that might be there for 7 seconds and goes, just get the number, I'll give him a call, he'd better answer. But they're competing with someone that might have been here for 3 months, 6 months, a year. So I hate the fact that there has to be a financial cost to it, but that also facilitates us helping other people that we don't know. So it is well worth it. The conversations are fun, Just do it. It's the price of a coffee. No, you can't even get a coffee for that anymore. Attaboy. Flexibility, perseverance, core strength, good strong legs. Haven't got those. Are these the physical fundamentals all around? What do you say? Yep. Attaboy, they're pretty good. And cardio. Clean brain, but also just the will to be there. As long as you truly are a volunteer and your attitude's fine, the rest is not unsurmountable. It's actually easy. You forget. Here's one, Lauren.
Okay.
When you're in the military, that's right, Ryan Ward, ginger beers, play of dogs, and so do MPs. When you're in the military, especially after the first 4 years, you forget you've got a job. Yeah. You just get in uniform and go and see your friends. Yeah. And occasionally you do something that sucks in an area that's either cold or hot. Yeah. 24 years went by like that. All it is guys sitting around, oh, nice sunglasses. Where'd you get those ones? Oh, they're new. Billabong. Nice. Nice car. Nice house. Are we going overseas? Awesome. That was my girlfriend last year. Yeah. She stepped up. Where do you want to go for Christmas? Oh, I'm going to go and see Mum. But after that, who wants to go and chill out? You will not get that in civilian life, team.
Yeah.
There is benefits and boons of being in the military. But there's not too many boons. Yeah. You live in fear when someone says, oh, apparently there's a 40 clicker coming up. What? There's nothing worse than doing 40 and 80 clickers with a pack on. That sucks.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Iron Wolf Dad, are you allowed to take days off for wedding and funerals once you're in the military, and how does it work?
This is Iron Wolf's dad. This is the beautiful thing. This is one of the nicest things about military. Once you have actually done Kapuka and Singleton, or IETs, for example, what happens is, if there's a wedding, you'll just put in leave. I'm going to get married on that day. Can I put in short leave or use my holiday BRL entitlement? Yes. Okay, good. Let's book that. You don't book it and then ask for the leave, because otherwise, what are you trying to get out of? What's happening on that calendar? Tully, dickhead, no. Okay, you tell them, can I have that time off? They say yes, and then you plan your wedding. All good to go. Right. If it comes to a funeral, there is no organisation that does better than the Australian military. Let's take, for example, Kane Higgins there has, and this is not real, Kane, has a death in the family. What will happen is they will ring up and find out, is this legit? You have to have proof that someone's died, someone's had a catastrophic heart attack, something's occurred, and the time is of the essence. And what will happen is, straight away, normally the ACAJ, or someone, or the duty officer, etc., will get onto a DCO person, the Defence Community Organisation, and they will organise the next flight that is going to a location where you will get picked up from your home with your shit on that plane and gone. If you're outfield, bang, straight out of field. Get him home now. They will look after you, man.
Yep, that's true.
Yep, they will look after you. When it goes in, it feels like they don't care about you. I tell you what, but when it matters, and they look after you and they dig deep, and it happens instantly.
Yeah, that's true. Mr. Patterson is off to bed.
Oh, good night, mate. Good night, Rob. Do you want my mother to tuck you in? Hey, LJ just pledged, just joined us on Patreon. Thank you very much, mate. I'll be sending you your regimental number, and I'll be sending you your bat phone number tomorrow morning, okay?
Yep.
And you'll get an introduction to the rest of the Patreon crew while you're there. Well done.
Yep.
Thank you for helping us to help others.
Yep, welcome to the Legion.
To the 10th Legion.
Yep.
Caesar's favourite.
Okay, let me find you another one. Ivan Renov is back.
Ivan.
And he says he's just surviving through the statewide gulag of Victoria.
Our favourite Rusky. You should be used to this. Hammer and sickle bastard.
Okay.
Listen to Sticks and Hammer. He's a funny bugger.
Who else has another question? Xander asked, he said, you said they sometimes test you by making you tired from exercises.
Yep.
And make you do a task that makes you think. Is that something you practice getting better at, or is it something you have or don't?
No. You get better at it. And you know how you get better at it? By getting fitter. I'll give you an example. One of the hardest things that you can do competitively, but one of the best things I've ever done in my life, is run and shoots. Now, I remember a day, and it was in the late 90s. No, it might have been early 90s, just after I got back from Rwanda, Central Africa. Chills me to my feet still. And I remember that outside my company at that stage, not many people knew that I was a pretty good shot, but inconsistent. But I was also a very, very good runner. And what happened was, I remember I would have been in Bravo Company, and the snipers reconnaissance, I was in their group for a mill skills individual leg of the competition, and it's a run and shoot where you had to run 3.2 kilometres, and then load your magazines, and then hit the ground and fire at the targets. And there was a certain amount of time. If you don't make it enough time in that run, there's no targets when you turn up. You just got nothing except exhaustion. And I remember getting there, and they're all looking at each other thinking, oh, who's the hot horse here? Who has to be beaten here? You could hear the competitive juices just coming out of people's skin. But you know what? They didn't know who Hot Aussie Kaz was at the time. Now, they let out like a bull out of the gate on this 3.2. Yeah, but by the 2.5 kilometre mark, this guy could hardly see the next person behind me, loaded me magazines, got me rounds off. Fantastic result. But in mill skills, in Duke of Gloucester Cup, it is quite common that you will have tasks on mill skills where you are already fatigued, and then for a 2IC it might be write a picket list for this many people for this amount of time, do that now. It might be for officers. Then while they're fatigued, wet, they just get called in. You're up. You have this many hours, 6 hours to prepare your orders, with your platoon sergeant, for the mission that is going to happen tomorrow. And that is your assessment. There might be QDEs, quick deduction exercises, where as a section, or even in training, where someone has to step up. Who's going to be the leader? Who's going to show leadership potential? It all comes down to the imagination of those that create the events. Sometimes it comes from PDIs. Sometimes it comes from section commanders. Sometimes it comes from instructors. Sometimes it comes from your ranking members to test those within their family.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's okay. That sounds fine. Okay, Ball is Life asks, how many kilometres do you run in Kapuka, and what pace do you need to run to keep up?
Well, the furthest you will run, for assessment wise, is a 2.4 kilometre run, and even an Army Reserve will do the 2.4 BFA. Okay, you will run longer distances as a group. So you'll run probably 5 kilometres while you're at Kapuka. Don't be last. Don't fall out. It may not be an assessment, but everything's an assessment, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It was 30 years ago I did Kapuka, mate.
Yeah, a lot.
Just be prepared to do more than what you thought.
Yeah.
There you go, Tiddlywinks, a lot of kilometres. There you go.
Exactly. Kynan's going to bed. Good night, Kynan.
Good night, Kynan. There's something under your bed. Hillary.
Okay.
Centuries.
Yep. Hey, Kaz, did you ever do that Gloucester Cup competition?
The Duke of Gloucester Cup, yes, I did, mate. That was in 1994 that I did under Mark Blake and Mr. Hopgood, who's now a major, I think. Yeah. And Saney, God bless his soul, he got killed after that. Also, Crash Prangle. No, he wasn't on it. Yeah, I did. Ivan, how you going there? Vodka? I did it at the School of Infantry. Flew in and landed actually on the base in a, not a Herc, in a, what's the other one?
Don't ask me.
Yeah, my webbing had been torn to pieces in the baggage.
Sounds exciting, though.
It's scary. You're representing your battalion of 700, and all the battalions put their 9 guys in with a couple of reserves, and the very first brief you get is we're expecting a lot of injuries and casualties in this. It's very realistic, very hard training, and we're going to push you to the edge. And it was. It's the hardest activity I've ever done in my life, but second hardest. The hardest was the training for it. When you're representing 700 people from the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, second to none, and you're up against the 1st Battalion, the big blue one, and you're up against Old Faithful, 3 RAR, and then you've got the 6th Battalion, was the next tour, and it was me who drew the card. We did Canungra, Shoalwater before we left. Mr. P, you missed that one. And you got 5-7 there as well. When you're going down there, all it is ego town.
Yep, exactly.
It would have been a proud time for the Chief of the Armies and the Corps RSMs when they have the Corps conference. When they turn up there, if they were girls, they'd be impressed. Yep.
They took a break from the cucumber sandwiches
yep.
for a moment.
They actually, when you actually do the Duke of Gloucester Cup at the end of it, here's one for you, Lauren.
Yeah.
The customs and traditions of the Duke of Gloucester Cup.
Yeah.
Once you finish it, you go and have a dinner without getting washed up, whether you are filthy, dirty. and there's all white tablecloths,
Oh, really?
and you get the proper silver. And guess
Oh,
who
that's
serves you?
great.
Guess who serves you?
Who?
Officers are your
Oh, that
stewards.
would be great.
The
Wouldn't that
officers
great?
are the ones that are serving you the food.
That would be worth it.
Putting the soldiers forward.
Yeah, that'd be worth all the work. Okay, Riley is asking questions about infantry and medic roles, but he is better off talking to Stoddy, and Stoddy has already given him some great advice, and I think he should take it.
Yeah, Stoddy is our medic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's where infantry get their confidence from knowing that we've got someone on the ground who's got the drugs that killed River Phoenix, who should you be hitting the head, left arm, left leg, right leg, somewhere in between.
Yep.
Please
okay.
not.
Dino.
Yeah.
Dino. It's his first time talking in chat. G'day.
Good on you, mate. Good to have you here. Can we get some hands of colour for him?
Yeah, for sure. It looks like I'll be a rifleman next year as part of the Gap Year program. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Caribou, tiddlywinks, exactly right. It was a caribou. They actually turned the engines off as they're on the way down. Scares the shit out of you the first time. So, Dino, g'day everyone. First time talking here. Good to have you here, mate. You're very welcome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Get us to the 7,000 tonight. Looks like I'll be a rifleman, 343. Excellent. Duty first. Next year is part of the Gap Year program. Okay. It'd be very interesting, Dino, to understand what is the go. Do you have another career that you do? Is this going to get you fully qualified to become an Army Reservist, or was this the only way that they could get you in? I don't know. That is what you are competing for, mate. The Skippy badge. Only one of two hat badges are earned outside the Special Forces. That's the Armoured Corps and the hat badge of the Royal Australian Regiment. The rest of them get given to them after Kapuka.
Okay. Good night, Jared.
Good night, guys. That's an hour and 26 minutes?
Yeah. Anything's easy after that 8-hour stream. We could just keep going.
We could. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Who are the freaks that come to our channel at 3:37 in the morning?
What, there are people who go there at 3:37 in the morning?
When I look at the analytics, every hour has people that come in the trenches with Kaz and come and check out some videos. And the least it ever is 10 to 12. And even at 3:37 in the morning, there's people that come on there and go, oh, what's this?
Maybe they live somewhere in some faraway land in a different time zone.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
That could be it. Okay. Let's see. Who's got a question here? Okay, they're all just talking amongst themselves. That's always good though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Kaz or anyone know much about artillery systems operator? From Tim.
No. I don't know much about it at all, mate. We don't have much to do with artillery. They're always 40 k's behind us. Honestly, they sort of keep to themselves as well. I don't know much about it at all. I know they train at Pucker. That's where they do their initial employment training course at. I know they've got their ranks completely around, arse around face. Calling someone a bombardier sounds like someone with a hemorrhoid. But,
Look,
yeah.
David Penson is in Vietnam.
He's in Nam. David.
Yeah,
David, is there any chance, sir, that we can have a conversation as soon as possible?
We've been looking for someone in Vietnam.
We need someone in Nam.
Yep, we do.
Dave,
And
even if you sign on just for 1 month so you can get your number so we can communicate, can you join Patreon for 1 month so we can have a conversation and tell you what we want to do for someone in Vietnam, please, mate? Because we're meant to be there, in the middle of this month, if not another time. But got a lot of respect for the Vietnamese people.
Yes, we need someone on the ground in Vietnam.
But when it comes to their diet, they are freaks. They don't go, I don't like that. They'll eat anything. Anyone will put a spider's ass in their mouth.
I like Vietnamese food. I don't know. I'd eat a spider.
Okay, what about this one? Did you know in Cambodia, the whole snake, I think the villagers eat it, But one of the signs of being a man, you know, ladies are not this stupid, only guys are.
Yeah.
You can go in Cambodia and eat the beating heart of a cobra. So what happens is they grab the cobra that you choose out,
Yeah.
and they hold its head, they slice where its heart is, they pull the heart out while it's still beating, and snip, it falls into a shot glass of blood in the heart, and then you down it.
Wow.
I don't hate a cobra enough to do that just for.
Yeah, that seems superfluous. Really.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do that. Yeah.
Johnny Man. He's got 4 days. You must be 14, Platoon Johnny Man. What's going to be your last meal? When it comes out, you're going to be in a different place, man. You're going to be in Kansas. Eat some steak so it lasts longer in your lower bowel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Have you got a link to the Patreon in?
I think it's in the stream, in the comments.
It's in the description. So if you just click on the little arrow that shows you more in the description, there's a link there, David. We've just been wanting to do something for a family in Vietnam,
Yep.
and we just needed someone on the ground. So
Changing a life.
Yeah, exactly. We'd like to talk to you about some people power. And we've got a couple of people admitting to be the freakos, the 3 a.m. freakos.
Good on you.
Ivan and Xander, I reckon they're 3 a.m. freakos.
Let's just throw this on for a second so we don't lose touch of tonight either. This is just the introduction again for those that weren't here from the very start. I'll talk to Lauren for a second.
Okay.
Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I've just realised
Sometimes it just doesn't feel like
today
it's
is
time
September
to get
11th.
off.
This is one of the biggest events in modern history where we saw civilians attacked on great scale, massive scale, changing the fabric of the world to what it is today. Everyone that has lost their life in asymmetric warfare from Australia, Britain, Canada, bloody Denmark, USA, New Zealand, etc., have all lost their lives, including those from Afghanistan and the Arab nations, have lost those as a result of what happened when the Twin Towers went down. So tonight, I remember them. But also remember tonight is the night of promotions for those that are now members that joined on the opening day 2 months ago. It is also the day we talk about civilians to military. You need to make sure that this is your dream calling, that you're not leaving a dream to go to a dream, to change your mind, and then think to yourself, is the grass greener on the other side? And no, it's not. Well, not always. So let's talk about that tonight. And let's see what we come up with.
I don't really
Welcome to September 11.
I don't want to eat on that.
Take it easy. That's Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. Guys and gals, thanks for that. We just wanted to let you know what it's about. Matty Shep was just saying we just had a thing like a trout farm had to eat a trout's heart. You know, as you get older, I don't know what it is. You just get this love of not just animals, but I don't know. You just become a little bit more sensitive about stuff. I could never go back to killing my own chickens, lambs, etc. So mucho respecto to our farmers and abattoir workers that scare away daughters' first boyfriends. Thanks, Kaz. I'm fresh out of high school, says Dino, this year. I'd planned to go to university, so it was the gap year I applied for to try it. Always like pushing myself physically. Dino, let me tell you something. It is absolutely a fantastic idea. You didn't expect that, anyone, to go to gap year if you're going to do university as well. And I'm going to tell you why. By going to the gap year with an intention to compensate a university degree with an army, it's not a career, side hustle as Army Reserve, then what happens is you get tax-free money. You know, not only that, but you get a distraction from the academia that you're going to need, as well as you get that compensation of real conversation of people within that military context that will water down some of the rhetoric that you also might hear within a university institution. So by going to gap year, what it does, it makes you a fully qualified Army reservist in the trade that you're going to, so you don't have to do things in modules. It's bam, out of the way, 1 year. And that money, when you come back, it will make you a better university student in every single way. Teamwork. Do I want to do this degree? Now I've had a separation from school. I've done the hard knocks. I think gap year is amazing for someone that wants to compensate a career with Army Reserve as well. So I'll make that stipulation, and that's the reason why they have national service in some countries, just to make you a goddamn better citizen. And it works. Average watch time, 10 minutes and 12 seconds. That's not too bad if it was a BFA run. 62 likes. Let's get some more.
Jordan Coulton would like to know what is the difference between all of the $5 Patreon groups.
There's no difference, mate. All it is you get to choose what company you go to. There's the first 100, which are in the inner sanctum. You know, then what you've got is the companies that come after Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta, because that is what happens in an infantry battalion. You get those companies. Alpha company is yellow, Bravo company is blue, Charlie company is green, and Delta company is red. It's just something to give you a little bit of diversity. It's all the same. I don't like treating anyone better than anyone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some people have more to give and some people have less. I'm not going to be one of those people that gets on Patreon and has a $50 or $100 sort of area. But
Save that for your OnlyFans.
yeah. And you don't want to see me without me clobber on. Your missus will leave you.
Okay,
For me.
Riley,
No, I'm joking.
so cheeky. Riley is saying good night.
Good night, Riley.
Year 12 formal tomorrow.
Wow. Did you do that online? Do you just rap online or what? Is there a lady? Is there a lady who's going to, you want to hold your hand? Does she know you want to join the military? You're going to go, baby, this is your last chance. We've actually got someone who's left school now, who's getting ready to join the military, and he leaves, I believe, on the 14th. And he's basically, it's been successful for him, has gone up to that girl he could never get and said, this is your last chance, baby. This ship's halfway out of the harbour.
And has he done it yet?
Yeah, it worked. No, yeah, he's about to go to Kapuga.
Great job.
So she realised that, okay, played hard to get for too long. Now she doesn't get him at all.
Yeah. Okay, Iron Wolf's dad has another question.
Yeah.
Kaz, why is it the ADF is turning its head on main battle tanks?
Okay. I don't know if Australia is doing that yet, but they probably will. Or at least put them in mothballs. I'll explain. In the USA, the Army is retaining them. Okay, but in the Marines, they're getting rid of them. In UK, it looks like they're going to get rid of them as well. And this is about manoeuvrability and speed. Okay, what they have just found in the Syrian conflict that was devastating was the ability, instead of there being munitions like the Javelin, armour-defeating weapon systems, with a range of 2Ks plus, not much more, for top attack or direct, that there was a puncher's chance for the tank to always get in and be the beast of the battlefield. But now, what's happening is there is weapon systems that are getting fired potentially by civilians 2,000 kilometres away after a main battle tank, 42-ton beast that is sitting there incognito, and then someone just goes, while they're having their coffee and morning burrito, press a button, munitions go up to inner space, not outer, come down, bang, tank gone. No one's in danger, mission achieved. So they realised the amount of cost, the amount of vulnerability. A tank is unable to defend itself. It doesn't, against another tank. Then it comes down to where is it peer versus peer. Maybe this is a symbol that they don't expect the armour to engage armour anymore. So what will be used is fast vehicles. Not that they're any less vulnerable to that kind of attack, but there'll be more of them, and they will have other munitions that can be used in urban environments, still be able to operate in a rapid manoeuvre element. So the tank, to put it bluntly, is redundant.
Yep.
to long-range weapon systems.
Yeah, and as things change, you have to change with them, you know. Okay.
Sorry, just some more to that. There is a video that I saw, and it was very. It's actually quite upsetting to watch, and I think it showed 100 different tanks in Syria, that didn't even know they weren't in combat, they weren't in contact, they were just there doing their daily feed, doing whatever, and bam, gone, and all of it is footage. I didn't put it on here. It's interesting to watch, but it's also quite sad knowing that they don't even have a chance to fight back.
No, exactly.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Okay. Sam Pirovano has asked, will reserve open up technical entry for trades?
No.
Right.
I'll explain why. If you go to reserves, they're not going to they would never have enough time to train you in a trade, for starters. 4 years doing one Tuesday a week of 3 hours and one weekend a month. How many modules would it take to do 4 years? It'd take 20 years. If you go into a technical trade, i.e. engineers in reserves, then they probably take on people that are already qualified in those areas. Masters, tradesmen, etc. Just like they would with medical, etc. Yeah? So if you want that, come and join the military. Great way to get a trade.
Yeah, it is. Okay. R34 has a question. Should grunts be allowed to wear emu plumes on their slouch hat? Because I swear Cav used to be mounted infantry in World War One.
Yes, you're right. That has been a stickle between Cav units and infantry for a long time. Cavalry had sabres. The light horse were mounted infantry. They had the 303 Mark III, and those are on the Skippy badge as well, denoting there. And they had the bayonet that went on it. They didn't have a sabre. They were mounted infantry. The horse was only there to get them to the fight. But it just so happened that they did the charge, at Beersheba, because it was their last chance. It was a gamble. And it worked. So the Cav, that wasn't them. That should be an infantry battle honour. Yep. But they snaggled that one, and I don't know how we let them have it. And you know what? I reckon look better on an infantry battalion. I'd rather see 700 people with that emu plume. And if I was a woman and I saw two soldiers and one had that emu plume, I'm going for the one with the fascinator, because I'd be fascinated.
Yeah, because who doesn't like a fascinator?
It's sexy. When you see 3, 4 Cav and the cavalry units, you go, oh, that looks awesome. And even their hat badge, it looks beautiful with the scorpion. Because girls love bugs.
Love bugs. Yeah. Okay, some Aussie guy has a question. Hey, Kaz, what do you reckon of the sappers? Not the job, but the people. Are they good guys to work with? I've met some ginger bears. They're nice.
They're goddamn pirates. They are like a kid with ADD. If you turn your back on them at the kids' party, your Xbox is gone. Yeah. They work so damn hard. I remember the first time I actually saw them in action, and I remember they can work. They can work, but those bastards, I don't know how they do it. 7 minutes, they're out in the field environment, and they're filthy. They look like a wagon wheel ad.
Well, they work hard.
They work damn hard. Too hard. I don't want to be one. Hallway 34, says Albino Nick, I love you tan. They are great guys, man. They are great guys.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm just useless with my hands. Ask the ladies. We've got 16 minutes, team. We're going to give you 2 hours tonight because we're so used to doing 8.
Yeah, because this is easy. This is nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
69. Let's change up the back picture. That is a picture of someone that looks like they don't want to be there. That young lass.
Regretting their decisions. Yeah.
Some people have asked before, Lauren, how come I keep putting US, British, whatever photos up? For some reason, there seems to be an inconsistency with when you can take a photo and when you can't in the Australian Army. They should be saying everyone, as long as there's no political views, it's awesome. It looks good for Australia that people are proud that we're showing hard work. And what better way to keep the fakers away than show people dripping wet and filthy in winter?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that good.
Yeah, it's just not so easy to, get the footage or the stock photos of Australian people.
Yep, that's right. It's hard.
Jay Hayes wants you to drink another Pepsi.
That sir is fake news. I love that one. I want to put a ring on it. That's disgusting, that photo. That's a nice one. It's a beautiful one. It's not about you today. It is today. It's about you. Battalion Boozer. The Royal Australian Regiment Battalion Boozer. You don't want to have enemies when those happen. KFC. Love it. Background image. Let's go with... Wait a second. Shit. I've actually opened them all up. Sorry, team. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
Where are we? For those that didn't see it, there is a picture that is sort of giving me a hint on one of the next videos that I'm bringing out. The one I sent you today, Lauren, about the modern military.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great pictures.
I think we're in for some different times. We're starting to see that police officers in Australia are starting to come more and more and become more and more paramilitary. And I'm not sure that's started with Army Reserve, where they started to put stuff on there. They definitely can't run and catch anyone anymore. Some of the stuff they've got, they look unapproachable. Cam, how you going, mate? How's Darwin? Going, Troppo. Going out with one of the prettiest girls on earth is Cam that started here. Stayed in my house. Never come up short. Tall, Ivan Drago looking dude. Can do everything but can't stop whinging. But I love the dude. But I love the guy. No, it's because his mind is just going quicker than mine. Yeah. Yeah. And he's got a dog too.
Yeah. Can I just hijack? Are you kind of annoying me with the passport questions? Just go to the passport website and ask them about your passport. What's
going on there?
He keeps asking about what sort of passport he wants some passport advice from you. Passport. And I think he's better off going to.
You ain't going anywhere, mate. No one's flying anywhere.
No, apparently he needs his passport to. I don't know why, but the question is, how many passport applications can I make? Well, we don't know that. You need to go and ask them at their office.
One. You can only have one passport because there's never a reason to have two.
He was asking before whether he needs a diplomatic passport to be in the ADF and things like that. So
no.
His questions are better off asked probably to the ADF or the passport.
I can answer that question, bud. Okay, this is the deal, team. In case you didn't know, you'll have a civilian passport. When you get in the military, you'll get a military passport, but they won't actually do that until they know that you are on a manifest, a mission number where you're going to go on an operational deployment. What'll happen there is you'll get then a military passport. And
you don't need to organise that yourself. Right?
No, that'll be done through your staff. And from there, it has this groovy, sexy ticket on it that says the bearer is travelling on government business. It looks fantastic unless you end up with a hood over your head, getting water poured on your face, trying to say, no, I was just shooting for National Geographic. Bullshit. Look what it says. Yeah, so sorry, mate. That's the way it runs. And you can't hold that passport yourself. That will be held by your unit. You can't have that at home where you accidentally bring it out to Qantas and go, check that one out. You know? The Queen is the only person that doesn't need a passport. I didn't know that.
There you go.
Or the Illuminati. Hey, Jordan. Okay, Michael says his enlistment day is on Tuesday. Any last minute tips? Okay, we said one before, Jordan. Michael, Jordan, do something about the NBA. They're driving me insane. Mate, one thing I was going to say, because as we know, Kapuka is all about mateship, not friendship. So what you can do, Jordan, is we were explaining earlier, is take a treat, a bag of lollies, a present for someone that goes into your bag that you carry all your civilian equipment with and everything that Kapuka has told you to bring. Have a present or a bag of lollies or something with writing gear, with pre-stamped envelopes to write a letter to your grandmother or grandfather, etc., and those that you're proud of so they can treasure it forever. But take a gift for your bunk buddy, for the person that's going to be in the room with you. And then from there, let them know, I have something for you. When we get to our bags, I am pledging to you that you come before I do on this course. I don't need to like you. You don't need to like me, but I've got your back the whole way. And you will get that gift if you're not back squatted horribly after an obstacle course accident or failing to shoot or failing to have my back. Sorry, Senior Wolf. Rest in peace, sir. The private soldier that lost his life at the obstacle course in Kapuka. Casual. Anyway, so take that for him and then watch his or her face go, what did you do that for? You go, because that's what mateship's about. Unconditional respect for those within your team. Yeah. Because then after that, he's always going to remember that you've got him something and think, I've got nothing for you. I've got nothing for you. You know, but you'll have won the attitude test and he will step up. Get a normal pass. Sorry?
Mr. Tree, I want you to answer Mr. Tree's question because it's actually a really good one. Really, it's something we presume people understand. But really, when you're in the military or your partner's in the military, you're all on the same calendar.
Yep.
G'day, Kaz. I was wondering if ADF personnel get days off like a normal job, like paid leave and such.
Yes and no. You can't forecast, and say, oh, I'm going to have this day off, blah, blah, blah. Your weekends aren't guaranteed. And Cam will tell you that. So will Dave. They're not guaranteed. We just had Dave Penson. There you go, mate. Welcome to the Great Unwashed. Sorry.
He's from Vietnam.
Yeah. Fantastic job, mate. Fantastic job. We're going to have a conversation soon. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to love it. So basically what happens is you will have some sort of forecast, training program, etc., that will tell you when individual training, timetable, platoon training, section training, company training, battalion training, brigade, all that sort of stuff, all those things are happening. But when your time is off, when you are knocked off, you have military time where you have to be back, can never, ever in your entire career be 1 minute late. There is no excuses. You'll be charged. You can go to jail if you do it repeatedly.
Yeah.
So, when you get holidays, you get holidays. You get more holidays than what you will in almost all civilian jobs.
That's true.
September, Easter, Christmas, between 6 and 8 weeks off. And basically, if school kids have a holiday, you have a holiday.
Yeah, and you need that time. You really need to make the family time you have quality time.
It's all about balance.
Yep, it is.
Press like if you can. Because this is the deal. And I love trees, even some bushes. But, okay, that's shit. That wasn't even funny. Hard Yakka, how you going, mate? If we can make you inspired or your family feels inspired by you, proud of you, understand that the army takes you away from them sometimes but gives you back longer at other times, puts you in a uniform that makes your children proud, gives you half market rent, free medical, free dental, okay, but also gives you a full Christmas compliment out, and sometimes when it's important, allows you to go and be at those times with your son or your daughter at school.
Yep.
Where you turn up in uniform and that's my dad.
Yeah.
Okay, if you've got that, then you're going to stay in longer. And ultimately, I don't know what the magic number is. I reckon it'll be about 10 years the Army wants you to stay. It's less than that. Normally, people will get out because, one, they've been on an operational deployment and they think that's going to be the highlight of my career. I'll get out now. Or it's because they have a boss they're not happy with.
Yep.
Or they get poached by a woman who says, I don't want to be married to a soldier. I've already had 37 boyfriends in the last 3 years in the Army. And can you be the one that gets out? Okay. You got to give back to family. You've got to have conversations with your partner and be able to say,
You do.
okay, and be honest, I'm never getting out.
Yeah, being honest
Yeah.
is the key one. Don't lead people on. If it's a deal breaker, you've just got to be honest and break the deal, and go separate ways.
And you do. You know in the back of your mind, is this the kind of girl that I'd get out of the military for? My dad got out of the army after nearly 28 years because we got posted to Stockton, Newcastle, and he said, I can't give my kid a better place than this. I'm not going to take another posting again, so he got out of the army.
That's great, though.
Yeah. I grew up on the beach at Stockton Beach.
Yeah.
Half of all my ass kickings came from nature.
Okay.
Thanks,
look,
Dad.
Nick Smith has said, how you going, Kaz? Got my medical clearance, looking to get a date in November. What? I imagine he's saying, what do you say is the most difficult part of Kapuka?
It's just keeping the attitude up, not letting it fall, being a team member, being there for your buddies the entire time. And anyone that hears me talk here should be absolutely stoked and want every single person they know that is going to Kapuka to hear what I have to say. Because if everyone heard me say, train hard, to help your buddy, to put them first, to have their back, then we'd have a perfect army. We've already got the best army, but we could make it perfect. But not enough people come here to be able to hear this advice, to be able to support you. So the hard thing is just being that team member, keeping you cool, understanding you're always being watched. You're always being assessed. But also knowing that Kapuka is an illusion. It feels hard. What's hard, but more fun, is when you go from there to the School of Infantry and all of a sudden you hit the ground, you better be goddamn running. Because when 80 people are trying for a platoon of 48, and you're not as fit as that first 48, guess what? You're staying doing hard PT until you are in the first 48, and that can go on forever. Hey, Johnny man, it's time for the Weinstein hug. That's a kraken coming right at you. Thanks very much for your coffee there, Johnny man. What can we do to make you happy, mate?
Yeah, exactly.
You got a question, sir?
Something. Okay, here's one from Ricky Middleton.
Okay.
I enlist on the 26th of October as an infantryman.
343. Judy first.
My partner is currently 40 weeks pregnant. Wow, it's time then. Congratulations. My daughter will be roughly 5 weeks old when I leave. What is your best advice to help get through basic IET?
That's pretty shit timing, isn't it?
But he'll at least be able to see her born.
Yeah, you will.
Bond with her, and you'll have something to talk about in letters, and you can take a photo, and you've got a greater reason to be doing this.
You need to spend as much time as you possibly can when that child's born, so that your little one actually gets the smell of you, and that's when the bonding occurs. As much as possible, you need to have that baby on your raw skin, sniffing, looking at you, and doesn't know why, but bonds and understands that you're Papa.
Exactly.
Papa.
In contact, yeah, you have to have that.
It's going to be a hard time, man. It's going to be emotional. But I'm going to tell you something else. And for all of you guys and gals there, if you were going through Kapuka or you were going through Singleton and you are a father, okay, I'm going to give you special treatment. But I'm going to expect you to be mature and understand that I'm throwing you a bone. And anyone that's got a problem with you getting a bone is too immature to understand in the first place. So I would say to you, if you're a dad, come and see me, mate. Oi, here's your phone. Say good day. What's the best time for you to contact your missus? Righto? That's the only time you're going to contact her so that you can't ambush her in a position where you're getting on and going, I want you to talk sexy to me when all she wants to do is have a sleep.
Yeah, especially with a new baby. Come on, fair go.
Yeah, fair go.
Yes, please.
She's going to be a mum.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard.
And congratulations. Kaz is a great name for a girl or a boy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Damien Lynn has asked, he's got a question about deployment odds of going to being deployed, which is something we've been talking about, right?
Okay.
He said,
sorry.
What? Do you want me to read the question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he said, what other countries of deployment do you go to other than Afghanistan, and for what reason? Is it also true that deployment in ADF is only around 20% and it is likely you may not get deployed?
Absolutely. Okay, I'll answer that question. I'll unpack that. Besides Afghanistan, there's also the Sinai. We have people normally of rank in also places where they're doing administration mentoring roles in, I believe, still in Iraq, okay, in East Timor, in Malaysia, in the Sinai Peninsula between Israel and Egypt. We have them in those areas, but they're not normally private positions. They're normally people that are doing postings there because we are the can-do military, and we normally take up important positions within those. I think that we are in a weird time where I cannot foresee a single reason why we would go outside Australia in the future. We are tied so closely to the USA now. They are posturing that if they go out of the country, and they can't foresee a time when they would, this is not a military monger that is in charge of their country. We tend to follow suit with them. We are tied to USA, not the UK now. So if the USA is going nowhere, then I can't see Australia going to go anywhere. And with the 19 going on, there is no reason. If you can't go to goddamn Queensland or can't go to Victoria, then you can't send me overseas as well for the great adventure. Unless I believe it's in the greater interest of Australian security and border system. It's really funny that you can't travel around, but we can go to places where there's more chance of getting something with worse medical there, etc. I don't know. No one knows. No one can advise you. The chief of the army wouldn't be able to answer that question for you, mate. But peacetime, still fun. But the problem is, everyone wants that great adventure. If you've been on one trip, you want two trips. You've been 2 trips, you want 3. If you've been 3, you want 4. If you want 4, you want 5. The only time you won't want to go overseas is when you have children. Then all of a sudden, you're like, dude, I couldn't leave that beautiful little bundle for 6 or 8 months at a time. You will. You could. Okay, but you won't want to. And then you get to the time where you just cannot stay away from the kids anymore. And guys and gals, if you don't have kids, I'll tell you something. You change. When you have a kid, you change. Selfishness disappears. The V8, the want for the V8 can disappear unless you need a distraction from the kids because they're teenagers and they're driving you crazy.
Yeah,
but all you want to do is tell your mates, can't go out for a drink. All I want to do is sit there and have my baby going to sleep in my arms. It's a fantastic thing. And you've got that to look forward to. It's great. And if you've had a life and you've got stories to tell, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It's who. If you find yourself time rich later in life, you look back on all the things you've done, and all the interesting people you've met, and all the crazy things you've gotten to see that other people maybe didn't get to see, and it's what makes you who you are when you're older.
Ironwolf's dad says, do soldiers get deployed in embassies around the world? We have before. We actually went to, I didn't get to go on that one. Australia went to Lebanon, to help get Australian nationals out. They've been to Iraq and worked around the embassy there. I don't know if they're doing it at the moment. I'm not sure. It's not a common thing, Normally that's done by civilian contractors these days. And you can do that after you've had a military career. You can't do it before you have. They send police sometimes to go in there and get a gig up. Yep. But you want to know what you're doing before you go over and do that, and you're rolling the dice for money, not for cause, so be careful. Or for flag. Jordan, do they make you empty your bags when you first get to Kapooka for inspection? Every single thing will come out of that bag and be inspected, yes.
Yes. So maybe leave your marital aids out of there.
Don't take your own knife and shit like that. Don't take shit that's not on the list. If it's not on the list, you don't really need to take it, team. You've got to carry that bag. You get to the School of Infantry. You get to Puckapunyal for artillery or cav. You go to Steel Barracks in Sydney for engineers. And then you buy some stuff. But again, don't buy too much stuff because you still have to pass. And you've got to carry all that shit. And they're not going to freight a TV to Townsville for you. Yeah.
Okay, Graydon Gaunt would like you to wish him luck in his application. He's just beginning his journey.
Okay, Senor Gaunt, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I haven't seen your name yet. Go and have a feed if you're feeling gaunt.
Yeah.
That's a dad's joke. Dad's joke. Love what you do. Wish me luck on my application. There is an element of luck there, Gaunty. There is. So I do wish you luck, mate. But I hope it's the preparation by you coming here, by you drip feeding yourself knowledge, getting some atmospheric information you can't get from the bullshit, fake news, glossy pamphlet that the military tries to give you. This is where you come to get army ready, not to get Kapuka ready.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing people that feel a little bit disenfranchised when they feel so nervous about the enlistment process, but then when they do an online U session, etc., or psych session, here's someone looking at them like they're stroking the white cat, you know, of Dr. Evil, but they can't even set up their goddamn camera properly and looking over it like some moth, you know, like some weird dude going, is this a person who can't even look in their own camera assessing me? Holy shit, blind, bloody taking the blind. Guys and gals, let's roll. What battalion do you recommend joining? Always the 2nd Battalion Royal Australian Regiment, second to none. But if not, I say 1 RAR. And then maybe 3, then 6, then maybe 8, 9, and then maybe 5, and then maybe 7, or maybe just go, look, I just want to join Corps Enlistment, SASR.
Yeah. And it depends who you ask that question.
And not just SAS, I want to be a sniper in SAS. Make it happen. Because I want to save the government money. I want to get it done with 1 bullet instead of that guy over there with the machine gun who's costing us a goddamn fortune. And I'll do it with 1 ration pack every 3 days instead of 1. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Eric,
Jack got a really great idea.
if you go now with allergies, I don't know what happens there, Eric. There's people in there with allergies. They ask you in the military if you've got an allergy. So,
yeah.
Allergy to sweating.
Yeah, his mum's a bitch anyway.
Whose?
Eric Cartman's mum. Isn't she a bitch, or is that Cole's mum? I don't know.
I don't do the mother jokes. All right, team, let's get out of here. All right, let's get out of here. The next stream's on Monday. Sorry?
He wants to know if we can have a 10-second silence for the people who lost their lives.
Let's go the whole minute.
Yeah, all right.
Let's go the whole minute. Okay, Lauren, can you say one last thing before we do the mucho respecto?
Yep, sure. I just want everyone to be good, chase your goals, you know, be proactive in meeting your goals, do a little bit more than what you thought you could do, but do it smart, and have a great week, and we should see you all back here on Monday.
We shall, at 7 o'clock. Okay, guys and girls. For everyone that was caught up during or since the tragic event that happened on September 11, military or civilian, those that were affected on operations abroad or domestic, or caught up in the bullshit that has caused division ever since, I'd like to say I am sorry that that happened to our global community, because it did indeed affect everyone and has made some people be targeted, you know, in ways they never expected to happen while working hard as normal individuals who just love their family and want a good life. So for that, I would say again, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning. Give me 10 seconds here, team, lest we forget. Mucho respecto. And I wish, okay, that there was no wars, because soldiers shouldn't like them. Soldiers should hate them the most.
Yeah.
When sheepdogs fight sheepdogs and mothers cry over voices that may never speak again or come home.
Yeah.
With that, we say good night and we treasure those in our lives, not that have fallen, but those that are still here to hear our words, to hold our hugs, and are worth fighting for. Because there's a lot of people that want us to think bad of the world, but this guy doesn't.
No, exactly.
See you later, team. Love your family.